Guys, today I'm going to take you on the journey of how I went from having 0 shekels to over 1 billion shekels without spending money in Roblox. It took me about 2 weeks to do. I just started playing recently, and honestly, it's not that hard. You guys can do it too, and I didn't have to do any glitches or bugs or anything like that to get there. Now, most people when you start Grow Garden, you're going to have the same issue as everyone else. You're going to be buying low tier things such as blueberries and strawberries, and they don't add up to much. The key here is the better tier items you can get, like coconuts and ember lilies and things like that, are worth so much infinitely more than 1,000 blueberries. So instead of focusing on filling up your garden with blueberries, don't waste your time. Instead, focus on being available for the seed shop, even if you're just AFK and you kind of check every 5 minutes when you hear the noise that it refresh, and try to get the better items. Now, another thing that can make a huge boost in Grow Garden early is just getting 1 or 2 decent fruits from someone who's maybe higher level, so maybe a friend or a sibling, or if you guys don't have someone, sub to my channel and let me know in the comments below. You guys can always join me when I'm playing. I'm always available. My lobby's always public. If you guys just join and let me know you need stuff, I'll always give out stuff to you guys. I'm always trying to help you guys grow and enhance the channel and make Grow Garden better for everyone. Anyway, onward. 1 item of like $1 million can give you enough of a base to buy the better seeds when they pop up, and once you get a beanstalk and an ember lily, it's kind of game over because a single mutated beanstalk with like 2 good mutations is worth like almost $50 million. So all you really need in that sense, if you do some math, is about 20 good beanstalks. But that's neither here nor there, and there's plenty of other ways to make money. Coconut trees are super effective because they give you a ton of fruit. But the other thing people don't realize is the more blueberries and strawberries you have, and corn and tomatoes and the lower tier fruit, instead of getting mutations on your beanstalks or your ember lilies, you might be getting them on that. And if you have 1,000 strawberries and 10 beanstalks, the odds are most of your mutations are going to land on your 1,000 strawberries, right? Because the overwhelming odds are just like lightning strikes and stuff like that are going to land on the bulk of your crops. So by eliminating some of your weaker crops, sure, keep a couple strawberries and a couple blueberries if you want to have a little bit of everything, but you don't need to have an entire army of strawberries and blueberries. Really, the idea is to scale up and have more of the higher tier plants and much less of the lower tier plants, and that will help you get money faster and also help your garden grow. Now, I'm just going to give you guys a couple pointers that you may or may not know about Grow Garden. For example, the seed shop is actually global. So if you and your friend are playing on completely different servers, if he has an Ember Lily in his shop, you will also have an Ember Lily in your shop. The exception to this is if they're paying with Robux to refresh the shop. But other than that, everyone gets the same refreshes. So if you ever see an Ember Lily in the shop, message your friends and be like, hey dude, Ember Lily in shop, or a beanstalk or whatever, and let people know. I know there's Discord groups and stuff you can learn and add each other, but I don't have one of those for you guys just yet. But the point is, work with your friends. If you have friends that play the game, tell them to text you if they see one of the rare seeds that you need, and vice versa. Help them out too. Another thing, and especially for new players who haven't played before, leave your better crops. So if you have a giant beanstalk that grew, or you have a giant coconut, or a really large fruit of some sort, leave it there, let it get some mutations before you harvest it. If you harvest it as soon as you get a giant tomato, it's not going to be worth much. But if you harvest it once it has shocked or some of the better mutations like heavenly, shocked, moonlit, rainbow, gold, those are the high value ones. If you get any of those, it's going to multiply the value by maybe 100 times. So instead of getting $1 million for something, you might get 100 million for something just by letting it sit. So the key is not only to try to grow really large fruit, but also to try to get mutations on the fruit before you harvest it. You just have to be careful that players don't steal your fruit while you're waiting for them to grow mutations, because it can take a while. Now, another thing that's super underrated in Grow Garden is sprinklers, especially the better ones. Yes, they're expensive, but they multiply your chance of growing larger fruit, which helps you make more money, and also mutations on your fruit. So combined, that's actually super powerful. So there are some bugs and stuff like glitches you can do to make more money, but if you want to watch those, you have to look those up because I'm not great at those. But the idea is if you get a good sprinkler, and if it's like bamboo is pretty expensive, especially if you get mutations on it. So if you get 50 bamboo seeds and then plant a sprinkler, you'll make a ton of money from just one harvest. So use sprinklers. Bamboo is a really good crop also, even though you have to replant it. But do stuff like that that'll enhance your chance of getting mutations and enhance getting better fruit. Sprinklers are always worth it. So as you guys can see, I built up a pretty decent amount of shekels just by playing the game and sitting AFK when I could. I play on PC. I know a lot of you guys are on mobile, but if you can, maybe while you're doing your homework or you're watching a show, or even while you're taking a bath or a shower or whatever, just leave your phone on for Roblox. And if you're worried about people stealing your fruit, go to a private server and then only your friends could join you. But anyway, you just leave your phone out and they'll get mutations because weather events will pass through while time is passing. So what I do a lot of times while I'm making videos and things like that, like right now, I have Roblox just playing in the background, literally just getting mutations on my fruit and stuff like that. Now, not to keep harping on it, but if you guys do sub to my channel, you guys can join me in Roblox whenever you want. I usually have a private server up, and a lot of the people in there are really rich. I'm a billionaire. Some of these guys have like 500 billion. and they're always giving out stuff to newer players. So if you guys do need a little boost, I really do encourage you guys to join the channel and hang out with us in the private server. But anyway, we'll continue on. So Grow Garden's really fun overall and has a ton of players. Another thing they do a lot, especially with admin, if you guys have been a part of the admin events, they give out insane amounts of stuff during the admin things. The last event actually added the ability of the admin to add specific seeds to the refresh shop, which was so crazy. I got 4 Ember Lilies, 2 beanstalks, like 3 peppers, and a grape in like an hour because the guy was going crazy as they broke the record for the most concurrent players. And then while they do that, they also do a crazy amount of weather events that can give you more mutations to make your fruit worth way more money. So if you know there's an event, they always do them leading up to updates, and they'll have little counters like update in 2 hours or whatever. The next event is going to be the summer event, and it's supposed to be the biggest event ever. So I would imagine the prelude up to that, aka all the little admin stuff they do before they give out stuff and they add seeds to the shop, stuff like that, is going to be probably the biggest we've ever seen. Okay, using these tips, guys, you can easily get to a billionaire in a couple weeks. And if you need a little push, come join us and we'll help you out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to sub to the channel. And thank you guys so much for how much growth my channel has seen in the last like 2 weeks. You guys are amazing. And I'm so glad to be a part of this community. All right, I also want to see who my richest subscriber is. So let me know in the comments how much money you have so far in Grow Garden. And we'll see who's the richest. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video.